Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I am currently streaming to my channel. So, welcome to folks who are watching me on YouTube. And as well, I am streaming to the Not Too Shabby Shop Facebook group. So, if you're joining me on Facebook, hi and welcome. If you are watching on Facebook, you do need to give StreamYard's permissions if you want your name to show up when you chat. I can see your comments come through either way. I just can't always. I won't be able to see your name. And for example, there are already some folks in the chat. Welcome. Hello, Mommy Lala of Mommy Guide Inc. Welcome. And Blossom is here. Hello, welcome. Alyssa, hi, thanks for joining. Oh, Cordelia, hello, my friend. I think I saw Meg is in here as well. Oh, there you are, Meg. And I saw Robert join. Welcome, Robert. It's evening where you're at. Let me know whereabouts in the world are you, and welcome. Thanks for joining. Robert says, I'm new here. Thanks for having me. Well, thank you for finding us. So happy to have you here. And so today I am going to, I don't know how many folks are in the Not Too Shabby Shop Facebook group, but I did share a little sneaky peek of what I will be making today. So I did share also on the Facebook group in the event page the cutting list. So so if you did prepare in advance and you plan to craft along with me, let me know, because I would love to see what you make by the end of the stream. And if you share it to the Not Too Shabby Shop Facebook group, I can actually bring it up before we end our stream, and then everybody can check out what you've made as well. And oh, Shauna, welcome, my friend. Oh, Lisa, hello, my friend. Thanks for joining. And so I first want to share with everybody what I'll be using. And oh, Danny's in the house. Hi, Danny. Welcome. I've got in front of me the Not Too Shabby Shop November box of the month. And if you are, I know a lot of folks who are here are already fans of the Not Too Shabby Shop, so you know how much comes in these monthly subscription box. But for anyone who's new and hasn't had the wonderful experience of crafting with the box of the month, here's what you would get if you got the November box. There's always two 6x6 paper pads with their coordinating packs of die cut ephemera. So right straight away there's so much craftability in just these, because pretty papers plus die cut images like this, and you can really make some beautiful cards that are quick to make at that. So I won't go through all of the ephemera pieces, but let me flip through the paper pads. Mine's been well used, so it's also kind of separated a little bit. But you do get 24 sheets of double-sided pattern paper. It's a really nice it's kind of like a semi gloss. It's not very glossy. You could definitely ink on it still, and it's a nice lightweight cardstock. So very, very lovely. And you can kind of see this paper pad. It's Cowgirl Up, and it's got gorgeous, like really gorgeous florals and a lot of wood grain and various planks that have been distressed in different colors as well. And look how soft and pretty that is. And there's this really lovely paisley. I think that's paisley, right? And I love I love every single pattern. You can kind of tell because I've used quite a lot of this already. This is really pretty. I really like that. That the whole like distressed kind of worn paint look on wood, I really like. And then there's another paisley. Thank you for confirming, Cordelia. She says, "Yep, paisley." And then here's a more cleaner. So I do like that you have this, which is very kind of small, and it's a very like a very finished wood grain, and then you've got these, which are much more distressed. So the variety is really lovely. I think I'm not 100% positive. I think I flipped through all the unique patterns, but I have used a fair amount, so I can't guarantee. I think I've shown at least one of each of the unique patterns, but really, really lovely. And so there's that Cowgirl Up. Then let me show you the second set. So again, another 6 by 6, and there's 24 sheets, and this one is called Desert Dreams. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love that. And then this is like a nice faux, it's a faux glitter, but it's got some of the really lovely, what color would that be? Like a like a copper burnt umber, like a very kind of reddish orange, but then if you look really closely, there's some turquoise in there. So really, really lovely. And that's a, what is this, folks? Is it cow print? I think that's what it is. And then here we have this. I mean, this is such a cool theme. Very, very different from anything else I have in my craft room. Look at those images. Very, very cool. Um, Great for it. I love the contrast between the 2 because you've got Cowgirl Up, which is very floral and very soft, and then you have these, which are very, like, um different in in tone completely. And that's one of the things that's really great about the box of the month, because it's a good variety. You get a lot of craftability from this. And so it definitely um speaks to a lot of different aesthetics, different styles. I love the colors of this entire paper pad. I think at this point I've shown at least one of each. So that is, oh, that's a good name for that color, rusted copper. Oh, thank you for confirming. Yes, cow print. Wonderful. Um, okay, Mommy Guide Ink says that um, hope to get my hands on the next collection. These are beautiful papers and stamps. Yes, yes, they are. Oh, wait, I think I missed a comment. Haven't crafted with N2S yet because it's not locally available yet in the Philippines. Aw, but I love what I've seen so far from friends. Helen, yeah, Helen, Crafty Mama Diaries. Um, she's on the design team as well, so I'm sure she has shared a lot. Um, oh, Mommy Guide Inc. has a question. The box of the month, Lynn, one orders ahead of time? Oh, that's thanks for the question. So the box of the month, you can order it as a one-off if you'd like. And so if it hasn't sold out to the folks who are subscribed on a monthly basis, on the first of the month, you can begin to order the current month's box. There is a wish list that you can kind of sign up, and then you'll be notified when enrollment is open or when the box is available for purchase. If you want, though, you can subscribe on a monthly basis, and if you subscribe, you do get, I think, something like an 18% discount. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that. And as a subscriber, you're guaranteed to get the next month's box. So you don't have to do anything when the first of the month rolls around. So that's a good way to guarantee, I guess, that that you're gonna get a bit of happy mail, but you don't have to subscribe. The thing is that it's hard to really predict because sometimes the clubs, whether it's the box of the month, the stamp and die of the month, or the paper pad of the month, sometimes they sell out. And I think the paper pad usually there's enough stock of it to go around, but I've seen the stamp of the month and certain boxes of the month sell out pretty fast, and it's hard to really know how, if any particular box, like, how it will do. So, a lot of times, some boxes, you have oodles of time, to order it. So, I know there is that mommy guiding says FOMO is real for us crafters, yeah. So, yeah, there's, like I know there is a little bit of that fear of missing out, but for some of the boxes, you don't have to, like, rush, but you just never know because some of them do sell out really quickly. Let me show this as well. So this, usually in the box of the month, it can be anywhere from 2 to 3 stamp sets, and sometimes you get 3 4x6 stamp sets like this. Sometimes you get, the bigger ones, like 6x8 and a 4x6, so it's always a little bit different, and if it is 2 stamp sets, I think on those occasions, there's been, like, a stencil or something else included, so each box might be a little bit different, but usually it's 3 4x6 stamp sets that are included. And so this one is the Western sentiments. So it's all sentiments. They have lovely kind of a country kind of theme to it, cowgirl theme to it. This is great. And I kind of feel like this works well for both themes of the paper pads. This one is called Desert Landscapes. And of course, this one works really, really well with the Desert Dreams. In fact, kind of that silhouette is very is it exact? I think it's very similar. It's not exact to this, but very, very lovely. And so you get these really nice, 3 really nice silhouette stamps and some sentiments in that one too. And then this one is Cowgirl's Heart. So this one I feel would go really, really well with the papers in the Cowgirl Up. But certainly it's all got that sort of cowgirl, cowboy, uh, sort of desert vibe to it. And so these could, kind of work for either paper pads very easily. So you can mix and match. And there is Cordelia is reminding me. Yes, there is a junior box of the month, and, oh, cool, thank you for saying because I almost always get this wrong. So the junior box will normally include, a paper pad and its ephemera and 2 stamp sets instead of 3. So that's a nice option that has been like a recent option, which I think is really nice because if your budget doesn't really stretch to getting the entire box, at least there's a junior box option where you can get a good amount of what's in here. I don't know exactly, maybe Cordelia knows. I don't know this month which stamp set is not included and which paper pad and ephemera pack is not included. So I am not sure on that. But but that is definitely like, if you check the website, that's definitely an option that you have. And as well, Danny, what is this budget you speak of? The budget is real for some people. It's imaginary for others. Um, so definitely, check out the box of the month. I believe and I didn't check, I should have checked before I came on stream, but usually with the box of the month, there are coordinating dies, but those are kind of an add-on that are sold separately outside of the box configuration. So, for example, it's likely this would have a coordinating die, but I don't know 100%, so don't quote me on that. If Jamie pops in, maybe she'll know, but But or if I know we have a lot of fans here, not too shabby shop fans, so they may know as well. So that is what comes in this month's box of the month. And before I get too far underway with the actual project that I'll be making, if everyone could maybe do me that favor of hitting the like button and sharing the stream out. um I think I've jabbered on long enough to hopefully give people time to find the stream, but you could help that along if you maybe hit the like and share it to your socials as well. And that way, if somebody was intending on watching and creating and crafting along with us today, there's still plenty of time for them to join. So I will set all of this aside. And oh, I should also mention there are other monthly clubs that are available at the Not Too Shabby shop. So in addition to the box of the month, there is a stamp and die of the month, which you could just get as the stamp of the month, and as well there's a paper pad club. And that comes with 2 paper pads with the option of getting the coordinating ephemera with one of them. Thank you so much for sharing and and for liking. Oh, blossoms on top of it. Done. Did it before you came on. Yay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cordelia, as well. I am so grateful for you all for doing that, because it's really how I'll say YouTube, but I imagine most every social media platform works the same. They really value, engagement, and they don't know if they should put any particular bit of content in front of somebody unless other people have said or indicated that they like it. And one of the ways to do that is to actually hit that like button and to share it. So for today's project, this is what we're going to be making. I did a little trial run of this, and I always film myself when I make anything, and so I do have a tutorial of myself making this specific one. So, for anyone, I think I saw somebody, Blossom, was it you? You said you might not be able to watch to the end of the stream. So if that's the case, no worries. The stream will be available on replay if you want to catch the replay with all of the fun chat. But as well, in a couple days, I'll have a tutorial on my channel showing how I made this exact one. So either or, it's going to be the same. I'm not going to make any um, alterations to this except that I'm using different papers. So everybody will have that option. So and by the way, if you are catching this for the hashtag replay crew, welcome. Thanks for catching this on replay. Okay, so what is this? This is a mini traveler's notebook, and I have a little horse charm on mine. And so when you open this up, you have some pockets on the inside front and the inside back covers. And then you have these little notebooks that you can, these are just blank pages. It's not lined or fancy dotted paper or craft paper or anything fancy like that. This is just plain old printer paper, and you could definitely use what you have. I mean, use what you like, use what is useful to you as a notebook. And what's great about traveler's notebooks is that so you can take that out, and when you've filled this all up, you can take this out, save it if you want to save it, if it's important notes that you want to keep, but then make another one. And especially since I'll show you how to make one of these notebooks, because we're making this as part of the project too. This isn't like a pre-bought thing. And you can just slide in your new one right there. So there's room for 2. So that is what we are making today. And I will I do have the supply list on the Not Too Shabby Shop event page, but let's see if I can bring that up and actually have that on screen. Just in case anyone is crafting along. And if you're not crafting along, which you don't have to. It's fun for me to hang out and have you all here to chat with, whether you're crafting or not. And but just in case anybody would like, let me bring up, if I can, the okay, that's a way to do it. I'll bring up the supply list that I posted earlier. All right, so here we go. Oh, that's so small. I don't know how. That's probably not very readable, right? Let's let's try for something else. Notepad to the rescue. I'm just gonna copy and paste this into Notepad. All right. This might work a little bit better. And attempt number 2. Okay. Wrong notepad. Sorry, folks. I usually think about this sort of stuff in advance, but I I'm glad other folks are more prepared than I am. Cordelia printed it out. Uh, all right. How's that? Okay. And then if I did this, is it oh, that's not any bigger. Okay. Getting there. All right, I think this is kind of close. All right, here we go. Finally, the supply list. Okay, so here's what we got. We have for our cover, what you will want is heavyweight cardstock. I used 120 cover weight. 120-pound cover weight. And I've cut this to 7 1/4 wide by 4 7/8 high. And if you want, folks, if you want, you're catching this on replay or you're watching now, and you want to save this for later, you can screenshot this if you want, or just pop into, if you're not already joined to the Not Too Shabby Shop Facebook group, join us over there, join that group, and this is also posted there. So don't worry if don't worry about writing this down. There's so many ways to kind of digitally get a hold of it. So 7 1/4 wide by 4 7/8 high, and sorry for the eighths of an inch for anyone who doesn't like them. But, when I design these things, I design them on the fly. I don't really measure anything until after I finish the project. So then the pattern papers to decorate, that's gonna be our traveler's notebook cover. And so I've cut my pattern papers to 3 1/4 wide by 4 7/8 tall. And as you can see here, none of that white, that's going to take us edge to edge with the pattern paper. If you do want to see a little bit of your whatever color cardstock you're using here, if you do want to see a little bit of that color, you can always go smaller on this. And as well, I know 3 1/4 inch isn't like the most efficient cut of a 6x6. You could, if you went down to like 3 inches wide, you could get two pieces, and then from one pattern paper, you could get both your front and your back covers. So there's definitely more efficient ways to cut that if you want it to kind of conserve on your pattern papers a little bit. Then next up is pattern paper that is 6 inches wide by 4 1/4 tall. And that, if you're making your paper selections, that's for these right here. That's the covers of your little mini notebooks. So as I mentioned, I'm using the Desert Dreams, and so I've got my one here, and you'll want two of those. So 6 inches wide by 4 1/4 tall, and two of those. And oh no. This is so funny. Hi Blossom, thanks for asking. It's actually not my birthday. Okay, I'm taking a pause. This is so embarrassing and funny at the same time. So this morning I wake up and I like, open Facebook and then I see these birthday wishes and I'm like, "What? This is weird. Why does everybody think it's my birthday?" And and of course it's because that's what I put on Facebook. I guess apparently so I actually set up a different, Facebook profile for sharing all my crafty stuff, and so I, on that user account, I guess I must have set it up on my phone or something, or I don't know what happened, but I got the date wrong. Like, it ended up going November 8th, but my birthday is December 9th. So you know how, like, there's, like, the little scrolly thingy? I must have just, like, scrolled or whatever and then thought I hit, because it was 1 month before and 1 day before, so I missed it by 1 on both. It's so funny. I got all these birthday wishes and and I was like, "Oops, sorry, not my birthday." And I can't even blame Facebook, it's all on me. Shauna says, "I sent you happy birthday." Yeah, thank you, I saw that. Everybody who wished me a happy birthday, don't worry, I've imprinted that into my brain, and I'm reserving it for December 9th. Oh, Plaza, you're so sweet, I'll say it again on December 9th too. Yeah, it's a big whoopsie, Cordelia, a big whoopsie. Um Okay, so, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so the next thing, the paper. So I just use copy paper. You could use whatever is going to be most convenient or useful, I should say, for you if you're keeping this, or useful for whoever you're making it for, because I think these would be great gifts as well. I just use plain old copy paper, and I cut this to 5 and 7/8 by 4 and 1/4. So the same height as the cover, but just a smidge smaller. So I designed this to be this size because I wanted to use 6 by 6 papers, and so to have a cover for these little notebooks, kind of the maximum width is 6 inches, and so that's how, my brain works when I'm kinda designing projects and whatnot, and so in terms of the height, I just figure, what's a good kind of aspect ratio of width to height, and I think looking at it, I think it might be close, maybe a little bit more narrow, but close to one of those, like, little mini, composition notebooks that you can get at the Dollar Tree, like, I think you can get a multi-pack of it at the Dollar Tree, and so that covers our papers, and then, I don't know who all has some of these extra things that I have because I just have a lot of interests in a lot of different hobbies, but I have stretchy cording, this is elastic cording, and I can stretch it. It's generally for jewelry making, and I have it in 2 different sizes. Nobody needs 2 different sizes, to be honest, but I bought 1.2 millimeter first, and I found it too thin for a lot of the things that I use this for, and then I went and I bought 2 millimeters as a result. And so that's why. If you don't have any of this, well, look how much it comes. If you it's gonna last me forever, never have to buy more of this. If you don't have any of this, not that it's super expensive, but if you only wanted to get one size, I would definitely recommend the 2 millimeter because if you like this project and then you wanna make larger ones of these, you're gonna want something a little bit thicker. I was happy to make this size because then it gives me a reason to use this smaller one, but, if you like this sort of project, but these little notebooks are too small for your purposes, then you can, scale this project up. It's really easy to do, and in that case, I think you would want the 2 millimeter. So stretchy cording, and then a metal charm. And so I've got my box of charms here. And okay, the last thing that might be a little bit unusual perhaps is that long reach stapler. So I'm gonna give you some options if you don't have that, but you actually might have either that or something else that actually will achieve the same purpose. And so here's what mine looks like. So it's got a deeper throat, and so I can actually, this is where the staple comes out. And so the paper can slide all the way. You can see how it's almost the whole width of my what's visible on camera. So that's how deeply into your paper you can actually staple. And a standard stapler is not going to reach the center of this notebook. It needs to go 3 inches in. So options, alternatives, if you don't have a long reach stapler. Well, I think we are, and folks in the chat, if you have some alternatives, also let folks know, help folks out a little bit. But I know We Are Memory Keepers, they have I think it's for scrapbookers. They have a thing where it's like a stapler but in two parts, and so you can put one part under your project and it's magnetized, and you put the top part, on top, and then you staple down, and you can put that anywhere. Like if you're making like a 12 by 12 layout or something, I think that's what they've designed it for, is for scrapbookers who like to staple into their 12 by 12 spreads. And so that's an option. And if not, you can, if you have none of those options are available to you, the other thing you could do is some really easy, simple stitching. Poke a hole, and then using some embroidery floss or anything like that, you can just do like a simple binding stitch and stitch your notebook together. So those are the supplies. Okay, so let's get started. Let's make the notebook first. So you'll see this will fly. Okay, I've got my papers here. And so, oh, Annie, welcome, my friend. Annie says good evening. Blossom craftaholic here. Alyssa says, unfortunately, my grandson is ready for bed. Aw. Oh, how sweet. So you have to turn. Okay, good night, Alyssa. Okay. So, oh, fishing line. That's a good, because fishing line is strong too. So that's a good option. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so what I like to do is just stack everything and then give it just a soft fold. And you can kind of see how it tapers like that. That's okay. That's gonna happen. I just try to get this tapering to be equal, because if things shift it down, like you could end up with something like that where it's tapered on one side but not so much on the other. So this is such a small detail, but it is something, it's what I'm striving for when I'm doing this. So if you so if you're wondering like, why is Lynn all fidgety about just folding this in half? All I'm trying to do is distribute the sheets so that that taper is equal on both sides. And so you don't have to score this, folks. Just give it a nice soft, a little bit of a soft bend here. And oh, I should have said, but I didn't. Maybe some binder clips or quilting clips. Oh, yeah. Okay, that would have been smart for me to mention. Thanks, my friend. 15 sheets in each. 15 sheets in each of the two notebooks. Thanks, Cordelia. So yes, there we have that. And then I have the cover. Again, I'm not gonna score this. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of soft bend. Barely anything. I don't actually want a crease because it's gonna go around a soft. Okay, so then all I'm gonna do is line this up so that I have the centers in place, and you're gonna see a little bit of an edge here, and that's by design. So then once you have that lined up, you can put some clips to hold it together. I'm gonna stretch this out flat, make sure that it's centered essentially is what I'm going for here. And get those clipped just to hold them in place. And then I've got my long reach. So for my long reach, I actually have this guide. I can set it to 3 inches. But if you don't have something that's the other reason to kind of give it that soft bend so you can kind of see where the spine, where the middle is. And all I'm gonna do is just staple in the center. About an inch, like an inch or 3/4, half an inch or so. And uh and that should be plenty. The nice thing about this long reach is that it's I don't know what they call it, but whatever the feature is, what's nice about it is that look how little pressure, and I don't have it's like a nice stack of 15, but I don't have to put a lot of pressure, and it stapled easy peasy. So there we have our notebook. First notebook anyways. I'm gonna keep this clip just to encourage it to be a little bit flatter. And hi Cindy, welcome. Um, and so I've got my second one here. So again, 15 sheets of paper, and just gonna aim to fold this in half so that kind of get an equal distribution of that on both ends there. It's such a small little detail, so if it doesn't matter to you, don't sweat it. But I think you all know if you watch me craft, I'm kind of particular about certain things. Okay, I think that's because what's going to naturally happen is these outer sheets, they kind of are working their way around a wider curve, so that's why they don't all stack to the very end. The important thing is that you have it flush at the top and the bottom. And so again, just clip that, give that a nice and then this, I'm gonna give that again, no creasing on this, just giving it a soft bend, just so that I can kind of make sure eyeball where the center is if I need it. And then I'll clip these together and we'll staple it. And then our mini notebooks are going to be done. So it's going to be that fast. Get that clipped. And of course, so you can kind of see there's a little bit of cardstock on both the left and the right edge. So, and if you don't want to do that it's harder to bend them all together. That's why I do it separately. But if you wanted to center them first and then bend, you can. There are always so many different ways to make the exact same project. So just do what works best for you. And staple once, staple twice. And then we've got our second notebook done. And see how when these pages fold together, once you get the cover in, all the pages are still pretty much within the cover. They're not sticking out. That's why the cover was 6 inches wide, but the papers were cut to 5 and 7/8. It's because I know that when you fold a stack of paper like that, it tends to push out towards the end, and so you need your cover to be a little bit wider so that it actually covers all of your pages. Okay, so next part is the actual traveler's notebook cover that's going to hold these mini notebooks. So we have that piece that was 7 1/4 wide by 4 and 7/8 tall. 7 1/4 wide by 4 and 7/8 tall. Along the 7 1/4 inch edge, score at 3 1/4 and at 4. 3 1/4 and 4. And since this is heavyweight cardstock, I'm gonna use my ball stylus to get a deeper score, reinforce those score lines. And then what you want to do is next, I'm gonna mark where I want to punch some holes. So on the spine here, there's 2 holes at the top, 2 holes at the bottom, and that's where you are going to thread our elastic string through in order to have the notebooks secured in place. So to figure out where we want that, what I'm aiming for is about 1/4 inch down from, this is the top along the long edge, and that's the bottom. So I want to go 1/4 inch up from the bottom, 1/4 inch down. And then the spine here is 3/4 inch. I want to put dots at basically splitting it into thirds. I'll make this really dark. Kind of like that. Um, I eyeballed that, but that might be pretty close to what I actually want. Let's see. So we want, we want about 1/4 inch down. So my dots are a little bit low, but and then we want about, oh, I did pretty good. You want it to look a little bit like that. It's as if I've made this once before. So, so that's what you're aiming for, 1/4 inch down, and you wanna kinda split it into thirds where you put your 2 dots. So and then you wanna also, if you have a T ruler like I do, just also maybe double check that your 2 dots line up. So you kind of wanna make sure of that too. That's probably more important than making sure, they're in enough, but the idea is that we want to you don't want the we're poking holes through that. So, we just don't wanna poke holes that are too close to each other because as take notebooks in and out, this elastic's gonna continue to put, tension and stretch that hole out, and so you don't want it to tear the hole to the point where, it starts to go into the next hole next to it. So, you wanna just make sure that it's far enough away that you don't have to worry about that. And also, far enough away to kind of accommodate the thickness of your notebook. So if you wanted your notebooks to be more chunky, you wanted more pages in your notebook, you would wanna space that a little bit further apart just to accommodate the thickness of the notebook. This notebook is about 1/4 inch thick. So that's the other reason for this particular spacing. I'm just going to use a pokey tool to make my holes. So I've got that started, and I just twist, and I'm aiming to only make it I only want this to be big enough a hole for I'm using the thinner because that's what I have, but big enough, or it's what I wanna use up. I just want it big enough for the stretchy cording to go through. I'm not looking for anything wider than that. So that's perfect. And I'll get the next one in. So then you can I just like kind of twist and push it in a little bit to widen the hole a little bit at a time. Um oh yeah, that would be nice. Blossom said if only they made micro eyelets. Indeed, because that's why I was mentioning, if you want to upsize this, supersize it to be like a larger notebook, then use this size, the 2 millimeter stretchy cording, because for this you would probably want the an eyelet to go through it, and you could get eyelets or grommets that are, I think, like an eighth of an inch or something like that, and it would work. It would be great for that. So, but this is so small. We're on such a small scale here that um, nothing's gonna go through there. But it's a fun, easy project, and it's good where, like, if you only have a couple sheets of pattern paper left, it's sort of a nice project to kinda use up the rest, and with the holidays coming up, this could be a really good little gift too, a little stocking stuffer maybe. I think that would be kind of fun. And, yeah, Delise, there are 1/8 inch eyelets. That's too big for this. That's why I was saying if you make a bigger size of this, you'll you'll benefit from the you'll benefit from the option of being able to reinforce these holes with eyelets. So I am going to erase my holes. And oh, that's interesting. Now I'm gonna try to make some micro islands from laminated film. Oh, let us know if that works. Definitely. I don't think there are 1/16, but if there are, that still probably might not work with this. I think this is a pretty tiny hole. It's only large enough for a 1.2 millimeter stretchy cording to go through. Okay, so then to actually do the threading for the binding here, essentially the rule of thumb is on the inside of your project. So I poked uh, the side that I poked through, like I poked through on this side. That's gonna leave a cleaner. It's gonna leave a cleaner hole on the inside. You have all that cardstock that got pushed through. By the way, hi Delise. And so I like to have that where all the cardstock pushed through on the inside, just because it doesn't look as nice. So on the inside, what you want is for this is how it's oriented, top to bottom. You want your stretchy cording to run top to bottom. On the outside, you want your cording to run left to right. So I'm gonna start on the inside and get my threading started here. I've kind of pushed this end through a couple times, so I'm just gonna cut it off, get a nice edge that's less frayed. So just pick a hole, and this is one of the simpler threadings because it's only 2 holes. Maybe I need this to be just a smidge bigger. All right, so get that through. Okay, that was from the inside out. We're on the outside. So on the outside, you go left to right or right to left, basically horizontal. Okay. Then now we're back around to the inside. So on the inside, you want your threading to go top to bottom, bottom to top, essentially, vertical. So this is what's going to hold our notebooks in. And get that through. We're back around to the outside. So on the outside, we want to go horizontal, left to right, right to left, whichever direction you're sewing in that's more comfortable. And you want to end on the inside. You want to end on the inside because we want to actually tie these together. And I gave myself too much slack, so now in terms of how tight do you want this? You want it taut, but you definitely don't want it to be so tight that you're putting like a lot of tension on those holes. This is just paper after all. It's not chipboard or anything like that. So don't pull so tightly that you're starting to like buckle or bend your cardstock. Just get it nice and taut. And once you get something that has a little bit of thickness behind there, that's going to add a little bit of extra tension, and it'll keep it secure. You just don't want it to be loosey goosey because then it's not going to hold anything securely down. Okay, so all I want to do is like cut off enough so that I have to tie a knot, maybe a double knot. Okay, so oops. So get that nice and taut. See how kind of snappy here? if yours look like this, where like it's like that, that's not tight. At least pull it so that it's as flush to your cardstock as possible. Maybe that's what you're aiming for, is just get it nice so that it's like touching as much as possible your cover. And then tie yourself a double knot to secure it. Okay. And you can snip these ends down further if you'd like. So that gets us the basics to our cover. Oh, the one thing I forgot. Oops, don't worry. It's not too late. But apologies in advance if you were following along. I forgot to punch a hole in the center. Oops. No worries. We can still do that. I do want a hole in the middle of our spine. So the middle, top to bottom, and the middle, left to right. Doesn't have to be exact. That's going to be for our closure. So I'm going to use my big bite. And, oh, actually, what I'll do is I'm going to do this. I don't want to undo my thing. I'm just going to make sure I hold these apart while I punch this hole. I am going to use a 1/8 inch punch or hole for this. So I did 1/8 inch hole punch in the center of the spine. And the reason why I went 1/8 of an inch here is because I am going to use my 2mm, and the 2mm needs to get threaded through that twice. So that is our cover. I mean, that's the Traveler's Notebook cover pretty much complete. And all we need to do is decorate. So I've got my pattern papers chosen. Folks in the chat, it's Talisa's no loosey goosey. Oh, Eyelet Outlet has 1/16 inch. Oh man, you must need like a special tool to actually crimp it though, because that's because the The big bite, I think, will only do 1/8. Um, yeah. And so okay, folks. So folks in the chat, if you're here hanging out, anyone have a preference for daytime or nighttime on the cover? This is gonna be front and back covers. Um, you can fold these, by the way, if you wanted. So let me know. Yeah, I hate using that because it never flattens well for me. Um, I think I'm gonna do daytime on the front and nighttime on the back. And yes, confirmation from Cindy. That's all I needed. Thank you, Cindy. I'm on it now. So I am going to I don't think I'll regret it, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue first. Never mind. I'll corner chomp both. I was gonna glue first and then corner chomp through both, but let's corner chomp individually. That's just to take away some of these sharp edges on the cover. So I'm doing a 1/4 inch corner chomp. And now, if you are like me and you're working with directional pattern papers and pattern papers where you specifically want something on the front and something on the back, do make note of the orientation so that you're corner chomping the right corners. I'm only corner chomping the outside corners. And now I'll just glue this down. And I'm going to try to get this as close to the edge as I can. But liquid adhesive is great, especially on a live stream. It gives me plenty of time to kind of wiggle it around and get it in the right spot. But we are essentially done with the traveler's notebook, except for the pockets. So, and I haven't chosen. It looks like I didn't choose papers for my pockets, so I'll have to make some paper choices. Okay, so that should go like that. So it's gonna end up going like that. And wait, let me just double check. That and that. All right. Yeah, I thought so. But the thing is that I'm using liquid adhesive and I'm not going to wait for it to dry before chomping through it. So I didn't want to, kind of gum up my chomper. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could have chomped through it just fine. I don't think I've done it before, but I think because it's 120 plus whatever weight the cardstock is, which I'm guessing is like maybe 80 pound, 65, 80 pound. That's not a lot. Am I the only one who loves that orange cow print? Blossom does. Oh. Hey, Kendra, welcome. Okay, so we have that done. So I'm like almost just at the 1 hour mark. So what do folks want to see me do? I can do the middle. Oh, I did do my papers. Hey, check it out. I chose cow print. I thought I prepared everything. Go, Lynn. All right. Where did I put my scoreboard? Anyone see my scoreboard? All right. So, oh, how come I didn't read this out in my supply list? I must have just like skipped over it. Or did I not put it in my supply list? Because it was like a last minute addition when I was designing my first one. Okay, so if the supply list doesn't have this, I'll go back to the Facebook page and actually update it. But let me tell you what this is. This piece here is 3 inches wide by 4 1/4 tall, and there are going to be 2 of these. We're going to make 2 pockets, one for the inside front cover and one for the inside back cover. And if you are working on, oh, what does this mean? What does HTTY stand for? Blossom, let me know. Hello there? But then what's TY? Thank you? Oh, I don't know. I'm not hip with the lingo. You gotta help me out. Oh, hey, that's so cool. Hell to the yeah. I love that. Oh, I learned something. I'm gonna use that now. Okay. What was I saying? So this is 3 wide by 4 1/4 tall, and I'm gonna score if you're doing your back cover pocket, you want to score on the outer edge and the bottom edge, whichever pocket you're working on. Outer edge, bottom edge. So if you're doing the back cover, that translates to the right edge and the bottom edge. So this isn't directional, so it doesn't really matter for me. But if you're using directional paper, you may want to make note of that. So outer edge, bottom edge, and I'm gonna miter the corner. So I'm just gonna take a little triangle off right up to the score line where the 2 score lines meet. So that the reason to do that is so that when you fold this over, see how it still overlaps a little, and that's okay, but it's not gonna overlap a ton. And that's the reason to remove that, so that you don't have a lot of excess cardstock folding on top of each other. And yeah, delete. It was 1/4 inch, just 1/4 inch glue tabs because they're small pockets. I don't think you're gonna fit too much in here, so I think that's more than enough to secure whatever's gonna go inside. And I designed my pockets. This is a little bit of a personal preference. I I put this slit here just so that it's easy to like get some stuff in there, but there's still plenty of pocket to like hold taller things. So if you want to do it to your aesthetic, you can put that slant wherever you want to put that slant. If you're curious what I did mine at 2 inches from the top, so the tabs are here. 2 inches on the inside, or in this case, the right hand side, 2 inches from the score line. And then on the top, it's 1.5 inches from the score line. And then I'm gonna cut a diagonal line to connect those 2 pencil marks. And voila, there's our pocket. Then I'm gonna make the other pocket. So with the other pocket, it's going to be mirrored essentially. So our glue tabs are gonna be on the outer edge and the bottom edge, the outer edge and the bottom edge. So this isn't directional, so it doesn't, for me, easy peasy. And I try to keep it simple especially when I'm streaming, because when you're live, you tend to, or at least I tend to, not always think about what I'm doing. All right, so I mitered that corner. And then when you have the one already cut like that, what you can do is you can just flip this, because they're going to be mirrored together. So put it like that, so that your 2 folded edges are matching. and then just draw a line if it helps you to make that angled cut without actually having to do the measuring. So just transfer. And this paper is like, it's a little bit of a semi-gloss, so the pencil mark is it will erase just fine off of there. But in any case, I cut it off. Okay, so that gives me my 2 pockets. And swapping devices, be right back. Oh yeah, okay. So we are done with the scoreboard. Now to glue those in. We're just gonna use a little bit of liquid glue. And I'm gonna miter this corner. All my glue tabs, I'm gonna miter the corners. It just neatens up so that if for any reason, okay, so if you don't miter it, it looks like this, and then it has to fold down like that. If you didn't get that fold exactly where flush, you might be able to see that little tab on the inside, but by mitering it, so meaning cut a little triangle off from the score line in, there's no way when this folds down, there's gonna be any cardstock on the inside that's gonna be visible. So then you don't have to sweat it too much. And for folks who like make things to sell, I feel like this would be I think this would be a good seller at like a craft fair or a swap. And it wouldn't take that much pattern paper to make. So what I'm gonna do, I put some liquid adhesive. I'm gonna glue the bottom tab in first. So bottom tab in first. I'm gonna line it up flush on the right, flush with the bottom. And because oh, actually, I should have done this earlier. I'll do it on the next one. And then I like to put a little Scotch tape, not for security, but just to smooth out the transition so that when you stick things in, it doesn't get caught up on that. I forgot to. I don't think it'll be late for that, but I am rounding this corner because it's gonna go into that corner. So just corner chomp this also. Wait, 1/4 of an inch. And then that way when this folds in, see how it'll match that corner. So on this one, oopsies. No worries. I think this will corner chop just fine. So don't worry if you forgot like I did. All right, so then we just need to secure the long edge. Yeah, yeah. It would be a really good stocking stuffer too. The middle hole the middle hole is for the closure. Where's my here it is. Delise. This is this bit of elastic. It goes through that middle hole. And then on the other side. So, I mean, I started crafting on the stream maybe 15 minutes in or so. So it's taken, I mean, I did cut, but in advance, but all in all, I feel like it's a pretty quick project too, right, folks? Like, pretty simple to make, and what's nice is that the cover that's why I chose, like, the heavyweight cardstock, which I definitely recommend, because if you choose something nice and heavyweight, then you can use it for a little bit longer, and when your mini notebooks are all filled up, you just, like, swap them out, but the cover is still good, and hopefully, with the heavier weight cardstock that we use as a base, it will hold up and last you a little bit longer. But then to be honest, like, it's such an easy, fast project to make. Maybe you wanna be making yourself, like, a new one every once in a while just to just to have something different. But that's essentially our cover complete with pockets and all. And so the question to answer Delisa's question, the, uh so that one is elastic, the other no, the inside one is this is elastic too, stretchy cording. So, I think jewelry section is where but, I got these on Amazon, so, okay, so I'm gonna put my books, my little notebooks in. Isn't this cool? I love it. The cover, our 2 notebooks. So, I wanna put that in like that just so that I can get like, see how if I don't put anything, it's because of how I made these, I didn't, like, hard press anything. It's very, like it just, like, wants to spring open. So, you need that stretchy cording to keep this sucker closed. But what I wanna do is, if you're looking for a loose estimate, but don't hold me to this, don't cut your cord until till you've measured it for yourself. What I aim for roughly is double up your cording. You probably wanna go about, like, a quarter of an inch, you know, or a quarter of an inch shy of the width of the cover, and then enough to tie. The Okay, so now bringing on some more, like, special stuff that maybe other people don't have. So I apologize, but I am trying to, like, use the things that I have. So, but if you don't have this stuff, like, no worries, don't go out and buy stuff. But I will say that the stretchy cording that I got, it came with this. So and I'll have it for folks who join late, I have a video tutorial on this that will be on my channel in a couple days. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna get a jump ring, a lobster claw, and then this. This. This is a barbed metal clip. And the barbed metal clip is yeah, Blossom, I think the size of this, I think it's similar to those mini I think the mini composition, they might be a little bit more squarish, right? But you know what you could do? You could custom make one of these covers, like the Traveler's Notebook cover, and then just buy those composition notebooks if you don't wanna make your own notebook. That's a really good solution to if you don't, like, have a long stapler. I was saying these barbed, metal clips, they look like that, and what you do is you put one end of your, um let's let's get this through here, and I'll show you. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go through oops. I'm gonna go through my middle hole, inside to out, and then come right back in, and gonna be a tight squeeze. So just what I'm doing is from the inside, I'm pulling. From the outside, I'm pulling it as tightly to one end just to increase that gap, and then just push, make it go through. Okay? So, let's get this roughly figured out, and then we will, then I can cut myself and not be attached to the spool. It is a large spool, I'll never have to buy cording again. And you know what's funny? I have that size, the 2 millimeter in white and black because, sometimes you need it in different colors. Okay, I've got my 2, notebooks in, and what I wanna do is a little bit of a dry fit. So, if you take this and you wrap your cording kind of around, again, just aim for maybe a quarter of an inch shy, That's a good starting point. Don't cut anything off just yet. But what you wanna do is loop it around like that and see how it's not you don't want it so tight that it starts to crush this edge of your cover. Um, but you wanna see how much it's compressed that down. So if I mean, I put pockets in there for a reason. So if I thought that I would stuff this with some additional things, um, this is it might start to really crush my cover, the edges of my cover, if I left it this tight. Like right now, it's actually pretty good. And if I didn't put pockets in here with the intention of putting things into the pocket, then I might be tempted to just leave it like that. But I think I will actually I would like to actually use the pockets. So I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of extra slack and then try that again. And so it fits over comfortably. It still keeps everything closed, but now see how it's not compressing it quite as much. So I think for me that's good. That's where I want it. And so what I'll do then is just cut off. And you saw that I cut that rather short. Don't cut yours too short unless you have these. Um, because I'm gonna do another adjustment. If you don't have these, what you'll want to do is, tie these 2 ends together. So if you don't have these barbed clips, just tie the 2 ends together and you'll have a knot on the inside there. But, because I do have them, I'm gonna use them. And here's how they work. So oops. Oh, ooh, I almost made a mistake, folks. Don't do this yet. I need to loop my jump ring in. So put your jump ring in, and I'm gonna attach my jump ring to the hole in my lobster claw. There's so many kind of ways to do this, but because it's gonna take me ages to pick out a charm, that could take like half an hour on its own. So what I'm gonna do to speed up the process is I'm gonna put a jump ring onto a lobster claw, and then I'm gonna clip a charm to my lobster claw off offline after the stream. But through the jump ring, I'm gonna thread our elastic. And the reason to have this is the because it's looped here, this charm is gonna prevent you from pulling, because I can still pull these ends. But see, I can't pull it out completely because that charm is there. And then from this side, these barbs are gonna prevent me from pulling the closure out from the outside. So that's the reason to do that. You could also just don't pull this. And that would be a really good solution too. And then you don't have to worry about the charm. But I think the charm is cute. So I'm gonna I'm gonna add it. All right. So if you have these, oh, you Delise, you know it's nothing compared to you know this is nothing compared to what you have. That's like one thing that you can get off of Amazon, like, for not a lot of money. Alright, so the way this works is here's my barbed thingy. You put your cording in, and then with some pliers, just crimp it. And what will happen is this allows it to go like that. So when I pull this, see how that goes flat to our spine? And that way you don't have bulk here. Because otherwise you would just tie a double knot, just like we tied a double knot for this. This one, I don't mind. Well, there's nothing you can do about this. You have to have a knot here. And but the thing is, I don't mind this knot so much because mostly it's going to be on the inside of one of these notebooks. So, that's not that big of a deal. Then this one, though, having that really flatten out, I think that helps to really eliminate some bulk through the center here. So now the thing is that when you use these clips, you can pull that. You can see it pulls all the way to like basically the center point. So I'm not going to put it at the end here. I'm actually going to put it closer to where it's at the hole, because if I put it here, it's going to be able to that much slack will actually get introduced, and that's not what I want. But I left this much slack just in case if you were watching and following, you would have enough to tie. But that's not what I need. I actually need for this to be a lot less than that. So, but I will clip it first. I'm just going to pull it in a little bit and then clip it. And if for some reason you clamped it down and it was not at the right spot, just you can take the metal off. Just pry it back open. Don't cut it off. You don't want to waste your cording if you don't have to. But I am gonna just double check again. So pull that tight. See, both of them are in there. When I'm sure that that's at a good spot, I'll cut off the rest, the end of that. So let me get stuff back in here. And yeah, might be a little bit loose. Yeah, I think that's a little bit loose. So I would actually, I'm gonna actually pull that out. Maybe I'll show it. I'm gonna tighten this some more. So, oh, I wish I had my smaller pliers. Oh, I might not be able to do it on screen because I'm gonna unclamp this and then tighten it. But this one's got a big wide nose. I need one of those like needle nose pliers to actually get this back up again. Maybe I could do this. Oh yeah, here we go. All right. Let's take two. Well, if you feel like it was directed to you, take the advice for what it is. Too tight. Let's see. A little bit more. Still too tight. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully second time's the charm. That's the bit that's, like, a little bit tough with this because, if you're just tying it tightly, it's not as much guesswork, but because there is that little extra slack when you go to attach this thing. I think that's where I want it. Then did I just use my good scissors to open that thing? No, I used this. I used my palette knife. Are you crazy? Don't be silly, dollies. Never. I mean, this is the most fiddly part. We're essentially done. Okay, yeah, I think that's where I need to actually clip it. All right. When I made the first one for my tutorial, I got it right on the first try. All right. Let's see how this is. Hi, Hildy, welcome. All right. There we go. And then see how now we've got our little lobster claw here, and by the way, if anyone crafted along and you're done, do post it to the Not Too Shabby Shop Facebook group, and then I can bring it up. I thought I had. You know what's funny? I think I have like a. I think I have a skull. This is a really weird eclectic mix of charms. I'm gonna have to really not pour everything out, but but I think it's in this weird compartment here. This is loosely sorted. And this was the like random the other random stuff. I think if there's a skull in here, it would be in this little compartment. How's everybody doing? It was so fast. I was in shock. Yeah. I would never. I don't even use my good scissors to cut, like packaging, let alone pry something that's metal. But I have to say, these are not my like favorite fussy cutting scissors anyways, so those aren't the ones I'm precious about. My Tim Holtz one I like. But the Spellbinders one is like my new favorite. I have a spider web. I have a peacock. Okay, I'm not gonna make everybody sit here and watch me sort through my charms, but let me show you, by doing it this way, now later, what I can do is just, this is like or I just picked one up randomly. I can just interchange the charm so that now it dangles like that. Toot toot. So yeah, no kidding, right? I scream at people for touching my good scissors. Yep. Let's see. Me too. I ask them if they want to go look at the flowers. uh Uh-oh, what's happening? Make sure that you are not drinking when you go read the chat after your live ends. What what happened? Did I miss something in the chat? Uh, Okay, because I do like to go back and read it. I can totally see us sitting through a video of charm sorting. I think that would be fun. Um, I think I can actually use this barbed clip again. I'm not gonna toss that. That was the oopsies. But now that I have this one in, I can cut this closer to that metal. And that is our mini traveler's notebook complete with the an interchangeable charm. I guess that's the one thing that I didn't do on my video tutorial. So this is the one that I made earlier, and um, I'm in my mom's will. I get the good scissors. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so I used the Not Too Shabby Shop box of the month, and you get these two differently themed paper pads. One is Cowgirl Up, and the other is Desert Dreams. And I think this would be great. There's also a paper pad club, and so you get 2 paper pads in that club too. So I think that's another good one, for projects like these where it's just paper, but and not a lot of paper either, and also pretty simple cuts. So we didn't use a ton of pattern paper. It's great when you just have like, I mean, maybe you even have a scrap that's just, half a sheet left or something. Because you don't, besides these covers, you don't really need anything larger than that. But to be honest, for these, if you didn't even want pattern paper here, you could just use solid color cardstock, for example, because if this is like a throwaway kind of notebook, as opposed to a, diary I want to keep forever kind of notebook, then maybe you don't want to use your pattern papers here and you just want to use some solid color cardstock. Then it's even less pattern paper and not full sheets too. You could definitely get away with like half sheets if that's all you have left. But yeah, I think somebody, either Alyssa, I think, or Blossom said, this would be great as a stocking stuffer with the holidays coming up. I think that's a good idea. For folks who are doing like maybe holiday craft fairs, this would be really good for to sell at craft fairs too, because again, not a lot of pattern paper. You can make a lot of these from one paper pad, and not a lot of time to put it together. I feel like, it did come together pretty quickly. And so it wouldn't be a ton of time to make these either, but they're great as gifts. So those are the two that I made. And thanks for joining. I don't know if oh thanks, Hildy. I wouldn't throw it. Snowflake is so adorable. Yeah, the nice thing with the nice thing is that with the cover, you can keep the covers, and if you wanted to go more plain on the inside notebooks, because they're removable, you can you could make these so that they're throwaway. Like, I think this size would be good for like to-do lists, like grocery lists or shopping lists or whatever. And so it's really easy to kind of put into your purse or your book bag or whatever. Um, if you are adapting this to a larger size and you want to make larger notebooks, basically what you want to aim for when you're figuring out where to poke your holes, you kind of want it to be just on the outside of the height. 'Cause see how I'm able to fit that in? So if you're gonna make this so that it's larger for a larger size notebook and adapt it, because this is an easy project to adapt too. I chose this sizing because I wanted to use 6x6 papers, and I wanted to use pattern papers on, these little mini notebook covers. But, you could really adapt this up because usually travelers notebooks, I think they're standard sizes, but I don't know what they are. Um, but you can really make it to be any notebook that you'd like. And then but what you would do when you went to adapt it is just move the positioning of that so that it's just as tall as your notebook essentially. Any other last questions? Oh yeah. Yeah, they are removable. Yep. Um I think that's the nature of travelers notebooks. I'm not sure how travelers notebooks came about, but I think that's one of the main features of one so that you can if you're like going on your travels, you can like swap out the notebooks and you have these little travel logs or travel journals that you can then collect. But then, on your trip, you can kind of swap them in and out for, whatever you want. Um and oh, that is a good idea, the charity packs. It's great to add to charity packs too. Yeah, awesome. Hi Jay. Yes. This is the cutest thing. Thank you. We're about to wrap up. I don't know if anyone finished. Did anyone finish making theirs? I don't know if anyone um actually crafted along with me during this stream. If you did, let me know if you are posting to the Not Too Shabby shop group, and then I can pop on over and actually bring it up so that we can all check out or look at what you've made on screen before we wrap up. But otherwise, I think we're about done unless there are any last minute. Oh, yours isn't finished. Okay. How far are you? Do you want us to chit chat while you wrap up? Are you close? I can chit chat as long as you need. Um, Lala had to do some prep for my live stream in a bit. Um, but back in the chat. Oh, cool. This is looking good, Lynn. Oh, thank you. Jay says I need the bookbinding things. Yeah, if you wanna watch from the beginning, definitely do. So, uh, always welcome the hashtag replay crew. But as well, I have a tutorial. So when I made this version, I actually filmed myself making it. So if you wanna watch a tutorial without the chit chat, because some people prefer that, then, check out my channel in a couple days, that'll be live on my channel. So, that's this one that I made earlier, as I was sort of designing it. So for stuff like this, I do like to kinda make one in advance because I'm just kinda designing on the fly, and I always record anytime I sit down to make anything, and, there are some videos that you all never see because my little experiments don't always work out. But oh, which compartment did I get this from? Oh, I have a little cow. Should I use this as the charm on the Desert Dreams one? Um, oh, yay, Hildy says I'll try to make one later tonight. I need to watch from the beginning to know how to do it. Yay. Yeah. It's not hard, for sure. And Hildy, if you're in the Not Too Shabby Shop Facebook group, I did post a supply list there, but if you watch at the beginning of the stream, I also have it, at the beginning before I started, I brought up the supply list. Uh I'm almost certain I have a skull. I want to put a skull on the cover. Is that too weird, folks? And oh, Lala says it is good. Yes to the cow. Yes to the cow. Yes to the cow. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, good. I If I found a skull, would that be better? Cow versus a skull, if I can find the skull. Because I remember here's why I'm so, like, fixated on it, because I remember when I first got this all came in, like, a big old bag, and I did sort it, so I've got, like, mythological creatures, I've got these are, like, sea-themed, I've got ocean-themed stuff. There are a lot of owls. There are, like, a ton of owls. So that whole thing is owls, this whole thing is, elephants, and I remember I'm almost certain I came across a skull, and I thought to myself, "This is so weird. Why would anyone ever put a skull charm on anything?" And, um, there's there's a skull in the in the pattern papers. So this is like my one and only chance to to use that skull charm if I have it. And it would be the perfect fit. And what is this? Oh, that's a spider. Yeah, these are all lizardy kind of creatures. I'm just buying time for yeah, see cow skull. I have to I have to find it. I think well, so that's the nice thing about hi Diana, welcome. That's the nice thing about having the lobster claw because I can definitely I um well, Cindy, I don't know what kind of skull it is. It might it actually might be a people skull. Oh, I'm taking them out and checking again. I'm telling you, like, okay, this is the kind of weird stuff that's in here. These are like those, you know, those fake monster teeth? Like, when am I ever gonna use that? Um, yeah, I think it's somewhere in here. Is this a tackle box? It's you know, it's one of those things you can get these at the dollar store. I don't know if it's exactly like, okay, I have a charm of a handcuff. Come on, folks. When am I gonna use that? Although I'm gonna have some one of these days I'm gonna have some pattern paper that's themed accordingly, and that's gonna be the perfect charm. And I'll remember that I have it, and it'll be in here. Alright. Did I oh, Halloween. The handcuff for Halloween? What are we talking about? Oh, the teeth? Yeah, the but play big yeah, seriously. I'm just trying to see if, oh! That's a good that would be perfect for a cup. Yes. Um, I Delise, I have 3 ideas for Delise, stop chatting. I'm giving you time to, like, finish up yours so we can see what you made. Are you even close? That's really why I'm stalling. 'Cause otherwise, I think everybody would like to see what you're doing, but I know oh, this is so pretty. Look at that. It's a mermaid, but from she's sitting, and it's from, like, the perspective of behind her. Oh, Delise isn't even close to finishing. Oh. Well, that's what I was buying you time for with all this charm chit chat. Alright, folks. Um, I think I'm gonna go with the cow. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna offer both of these, as a giveaway. So, as 2 giveaways. So, 2 chances of winning if you want to, have a chance to win, especially since I kept you all here for, like, I don't know, we were talking and sorting through terms for, like, 15 minutes. So, if you've watched this far, here's your chance to win. US only, sorry, Lala, because shipping international is super expensive. But US entries only. If you wanna pop on over to the Not Too Shabby Shop Facebook group, um, find this event, or just post, yeah, we'll keep it easy. Um, I'll post a photo of the one that I made. Leave a comment on that post when you see it, and that will put you in for a chance to win one of these. And for folks who are still watching me now, put into the live chat. Yeah, let's do it through live chat. So for folks who are still watching, if you want to win one of these, put in the live chat hashtag hashtag N2S. And let me just pick a winner real quick. So hashtag N2S if you want a chance to win one of these. I don't know which one it'll be. All right. So if you want to win, 2 chances to win. Hashtag N2S in the chat, and I'll pick a winner in a moment. Or, and if you don't win right now, what you can do is when I post the photo of this, comment on that and you'll have a second chance to win. So that is going to be an option. And let me, okay, good. I see the entries coming in. Awesome. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I know we just, towards the end there, just kind of looked at some terms. All right. So hashtag N2S for a chance to win. All right. Good luck, everybody. Has everybody had a chance to has everybody had a chance to put their hashtag in? Let's see. I think we might be good. I see 7 entries, so that's probably sounding about right. Um, I thought it was gonna be hashtag handcuffs. No, that would be funny, but let's get into as trending here on YouTube. So it's one of the things that kind of helps like the Not Too Shabby Shop come up in search results. So that's why when I do these giveaways as a hashtag giveaway, the like your comments and stuff, I'm sure YouTube is kind of using them in terms of searching through when people put in a search, and so they'll search and they try to return things that are relevant to the search query. And so if a bunch of you all are putting in N2S, then hopefully that gets the Not Too Shabby Shop a little bit of of a boost. And this video in particular, if there are N2S fans, Not Too Shabby Shop fans, so it just helps them find it. Okay, so we've got I got the hashtags coming in. All right, so I am going to pick the winner. Draw. Oh yay, Blossom. Congrats, my friend. So uh, um you are our lucky winner. Yay! Okay, Blossom. Um, there's I know you've won like my giveaways before, and you've probably filled this out and I have your address, but can you fill it out again and actually just say like it's gonna ask you for the hashtag, but don't put the hashtag, put like traveler's notebook or something so I know what you won. Oh, oh, which one do you want? Blossom, which one do you want? Do you want oh, uh, let's do this. Do you want let me know when you fill out the giveaway entry form. Do you want this one, Cowgirl Up, or do you want Desert Dreams? Let me know when you fill out the giveaway form, which one of these you want, and you for hanging out and sticking with me to the end of this stream, you get first pick. And then, hey, folks who didn't win this one this time around, if you are not already a part of the Not Too Shabby Shop Facebook group, um, go join that Facebook group here. And it is a private group, so anything you post there is only going to be visible to members of the group. And what I'll do is Blossom picked the roses, and so I'll give away this one that we made live today. And I'm gonna post a picture of this to that group. And I'll if you leave a comment on that post when you see it, don't worry, I'll put in the description, giveaway, blah, blah, blah. And so comment on that, and I'll pick a random winner from the comments on that post. So there's a second chance for you to win. And Blossom, do remind me though when you fill out the giveaway entry form to say you want the roses or Cowgirl Up, because my memory being what it is, it's helpful to have that reminder. Oh, and I don't know if you saw the charm on yours is a horse, but let me know if you want something different. If something caught your eye as I was sorting through charms, let me know if. Oh no, I can't swap this one out. Yeah, I hooked this one in directly. Never mind, I can't swap that one out. All right, folks. Thank you so much to everybody who joined. Always so much fun hanging out with everybody, chatting with everybody. Delise, I can't wait to see yours. I think Cordelia might have been working on one, and who else? Somebody else was possibly working on one. Hildy said she might give it a go as well. So I hope if you give this a try, share it. Share it to the Not Too Shabby Shop Facebook group. I would love to see what you've made. All right, everybody, have a good night. And my next live stream will be my regular Crafty Fun episode this Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific. So hope to see you then. Bye, everybody. Oh, Cordelia needs, okay, a lasting courting. Okay. If you need a link to that, Cordelia, let me know. I can find what I got because what I got the 2 millimeter, and I'm positive it came with those barbed metal clips. Like it came together with it. So if you like the idea of having these, direct message me, and I'll go through my Amazon order history and find that for you if you want. All right. Okay, everybody. Night. Enjoy the rest of your evening.